So this is week 3. I'm excited to continue this. And don't worry about getting any of the scripts written down because I have it written down and I can post it in the recording later because Zoom changed their settings, so you don't see the chat afterwards anymore. So I'm gonna I have it saved and I will post the scripts in the recorded post after this. So you guys can just focus on this and then have that available afterwards. So you don't have to pretend like you're in a college class and write shorthand. Okay, so last week we kind of talked about prospecting and how to present, which is just when you're prospecting, you're making connections, and that's not spamming people, but you're really authentically making connections with people. And so when I talk about doing your daily reach outs and your 10 reach outs a day, that's 10 connections a day. And we should all still be doing that. I think I was looking at one of Coach Fryer's posts, and it was, he was very high up in his network marketing company when he did it, and now he's a coach. And it was something along the lines of, if he was starting over as somebody in network marketing, what he would do. And the first thing was he would still do 10 reach outs a day and what they would look like. And it was 10 conversations. And it was exactly what I'm saying. And so I have taken all of this information from various different top leaders, top business coaches, but they're all saying the same thing. It's just saying it a little differently. But tonight, what we're going to do is focus on how to close a prospect and how to handle some of the top objections you guys might hear. So basically, we're going to get those prospects out of your funnel and into your business. Does that make sense? So, let me see what my note says. Okay. So one of the top ways that we present, or at least I hope this is, one of the top ways that we present our business is through the company story video, right? That 3-minute video, it's elegant, it's super short and to the point, it's professional, all the things that the presentation piece should be. But how many times do you send it and that no one responds? Or it takes days for people to send you feedback. And it's hello, you're sending massive messages and it's pulling teeth for people to respond, right? How many times do you send that video and afterwards you're saying, let me know what you think? So the first thing I want you guys to do is you have to take that out of your vocabulary. You cannot say that. No one's going to tell you what they think. It's just not going to happen. It doesn't matter who you are or how good you are in network marketing. And it is a skill. It is a skill. They're not going to let you know. This is not their priority. So number one key thing is you have to set a timeline immediately following the presentation of the opportunity. So regardless if it's you sent the company story video, or they tuned into an opportunity call, or you had a coffee date with them, or they came to an in-person event, whatever it was, you have to set a timeline. So these are a few scripts of how this might look. So, the scenario is you sent the company story, and this is just something I would say. So I sent the company story, and afterwards, this is the little blurb I would type. Hey, make sure you watch this by noon tomorrow because I'm going to introduce you to my friend Sally, who you have a lot in common with. She's had a lot of success in her business and loves sharing how others can do the same. So I'm telling this prospect, hey, make sure you watch it, because I'm adding you to a 3-way call tomorrow at noon to connect with somebody. We're going to get some validation. Okay. And then tomorrow at noon, I'm adding them into the 3-way chat. Or I would probably say, hey, did you have time to watch the video? They're going to say yes or no. They're not going to want to be added to a 3-way chat if they didn't watch it, right? So if they didn't, they're probably going to say, hey, I haven't had time. But at least you know, right? You're not getting ghosted. And if they did, add them into the Facebook Messenger and start the 3-way chat. What is really funny is, not funny, but interesting is I went through 3 different top business coaches and I went back through all of their, not all of their videos, but a lot of I did a lot of research for this. It took me back to like I have a degree in special education and a degree in English. And it went back to my English research days. And I researched the past 3 years of these business coaches and kind of what they coach on for recruiting. And no matter how much has changed in the industry, the one thing that is consistent is they all stress 3-way calls or text or our messages and how important they are. That sense of community or validation is so important. Okay, so another script with a similar situation. Hold on, let me grab a sip of water. Would just be like, hey, just make sure you hey, just make sure you watch the video by noon tomorrow. I'm going to introduce you to my friend Sally on Messenger. She's also an English teacher, but was able to double her income in part-time hours at Green Compass. And there. So here's another scenario after inviting somebody to an in-person event. Now, in-person events can be hard because not only did you invite somebody, but you're probably mingling. Maybe you invited more than one person. It's hard to manage all of the things at that minute. So I love this approach. So you could tell the person, hey, just jot down any thoughts or questions you have, and we can catch up, and then just give them a timeline. So jot down any thoughts or questions you have, and we can catch up and give them a timeline. And then say, what day works best for you? Tuesday at 7 or Wednesday at 8? So they know exactly when you're going to follow up. There is no doubt in anyone's mind what is going to happen. Okay, so once you followed up after the presentation of the business opportunity, does anyone have any questions about like giving the timeline after you present the business opportunity? And regardless if it's the company story video or a presentation, does anyone understand that? Does everyone understand that? Like you are giving some kind of timeline on how you are going to follow up instead of saying, let me know what you think. And we're guiding our prospects to the close, and we're trying to use third-party validation as the closing tool. Because not only is it third-party validation, but a lot of people want that sense of community, and that's what it is. That's what that other person is giving them. And I think it's really important to know that you're not just adding your upline or your downline, or you're adding somebody that is relatable. make sure it's somebody that's relatable. If you're talking to a nurse that is burnt out, ask a nurse that has a similar story. If you're talking to a teacher that needs more income because they're sick of working extra hours tutoring, add somebody with a similar story. If you're talking to a single mom who, just can't work it, find a relatable story because it's going to resonate with them more. That's how they work. Okay. So once you've done that, you're ready to conquer the close. And I'm just going to provide you a couple of methods. By no means is this all of the methods out there. I talked about this last week. I'm just kind of providing a few more tools for your toolbox, right? You guys might already have a great method you use. You might have something that is working, perfectly. Don't change it if it's working. Maybe you're going to find like simple language that you can kind of add into what you're already using, then do that. But I think, and I walk a lot. I know if you guys follow me, I walk a lot and I listen to trainings, and I'm always looking for little nuggets from business coaches that I can add into my arsenal. So that's kind of what I want you guys to do. I don't want you to take what I say like, oh, Ellie said to do this. No, I am by no means like, do what I like, take what I say. And if you can find value in one little thing and it'll help your business, then do that. So anyways, conquering the close. This is just one method. And if you like it, try it. So, you've been talking to somebody and you can use this for products or the business. For the sake of this, we're obviously talking about the business. But you guys have been going back and forth. And you're ready to kind of, I say, what, you ready to do this? So you would just say, hey, on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in the business? 1, I think I'm for now, I'm just going to try the products. Or 10, I think I'm ready to join you in this. Pretty simple. But if you think about it, it's a win-win for you. Either they're going to become your customer or you're going to get a business partner. So that's just giving them on a scale of 1 to 10, how interested are you in the business? 1, I think I'm just going to try the products. 10, I think I'm ready to join you. Method 2, and I think I've given quite a few of you guys, you've messaged me and I've given you language for this. This is very natural language that I use a lot and I've had a lot of success with lately. Kind of just upselling from a customer to an advocate. And this is longer, but so of course you guys are going to be able to write this all down, but just listen for a second. So you're talking to somebody about products and you guys have kind of narrowed it down to what they need. This is what I would say to the person. So I would say, like, how would you want to get started? And then the first option is retail. You could pay full price, no perks. It's a one-time purchase, no strings attached. The second option is purchasing as a PC, where you get 20% off all your purchases, access to specials, and free shipping after your second order. Or the third option is as an advocate, where you get the biggest discount on products. You're able to earn $50 plus in monthly product credit to cover your personal product cost, weekly and monthly uncapped commission, plus mentorship from me and a community. Which option seems like the best fit for you? You're providing 3 great options. Retail, PC, advocate. You can't go wrong. I don't know if you guys watch Fraser Brooks, the business, he's the #1 business coach. The #1 thing people are looking for products, business, anything, is mentorship. Mentorship. That's why you see so many people selling online courses. You see so many people being business coaches, selling ebooks. The number one thing people are selling is mentorship. So think about that when you're the brand, right? You're selling your brand and this business, you're providing mentorship. But that is just how and I use this all the time. And people are like, so what's involved in becoming an advocate? And then the conversation, and then they just join as an advocate. And another way I like to bring this up is if I have a customer, I have a lot of customers that look at what I use. So the jellies, the collagen, CBD jellies, digestive jellies, collagen, right? 3 products. If people are buying 3 products, there's a good chance they're spending $200-300, right? Depending on what they purchase. If they're spending that much money, that's what our kits cost, right? So why not bring up the products if they're already gonna spend that? So here's another script I use when I'm upselling from a customer. Okay, you have a couple of options as far as how you can get started. You can purchase all 2 or 3 items as a customer and save 20% off. And you can have a one-time $10 off coupon for your first order, or you can purchase as an advocate and get a kit for essentially the same price, and it includes all the items you want plus, and then you can add whatever else comes in the kit that you are talking about. I'll send a picture of all the different kit options to show you how much more you would get with these deals. It's totally up to you, but I wanted to lay out all the different options. Send a picture, the graphic that includes all 3 kit options, and then just say which option seems like the best fit for you. So you're not pushing anything. You are just laying it out there that there's a better deal for them. And then the third method, which is so simple, and I feel like we often kind of overthink things, and this is another one of Fraser Brooks, or is it Brooks? Fraser Brooks. He's like, he cracks me up. He's a little weird, but he cracks me up. One of his favorite things is like, you have to have posture and you have to have confidence. And I kind of talked about that during week 1. When you're having these conversations, you have to own this. This is your business. You're a professional. You have to know that you are good at what you do. So when you're saying this, keep that in mind, the posture and the confidence. So you've gone back and forth and you really feel like you answered the questions and it's a good spot to close. All you have to say is there anything else I can help you with today in order for you to get started right now? Super simple. Anything else I can help you with today in order for you to get started right now? So those are kind of like the closing methods, scriptingies that you guys can add to your arsenal. Again, I already have these written up. I will put them in the recording posts later. You can add them, try them. I don't want you guys to be like broken records. Change them to fit you. And then the next piece of this training is everything going to go as smoothly as what I'm saying? No, you're going to have objections. People are going to say, I don't know, people are going to come back with no, thank you. I don't have the money. I don't have the time, or people are going to ghost you. So that's kind of what we're going to go into next, because it is going to happen. On my walk tonight, I think he said out of 120 to 140 conversations and reach outs, one person will join you. Think about that. 120 to 140. So if you're doing 10 reach outs a day, like how many days do you have to work consistently to get that one new advocate? You know? So if you guys ever have that thought in your mind that like, oh, I'm not good at recruiting, are you really not good at recruiting, or have we just not done enough reach outs or had enough conversations? Because it really is like all about doing enough and having enough conversations. It is not a one-time thing and reaching out to 5 people and one of them is going to join you. That is just not how it works in this industry at all, ever. Ever. And if people are telling you that it does, or I know like there's influencers that will have people join them super quickly, those people don't last. So I want you to know that the people that last in this business and have long-term success have to do the consistent work, daily work, and those numbers are true. You have to reach out to 100 and 140 people in order to find that one, and then that one person still might not do anything. And so you have to reach out to another 120, 140 people over and over and over and over and over. That is what we do. And it you know, you just have to keep doing it. I have a couple of his trainings that are so good. But it was like, you know, if you went out to a beach and there was all these 1 million pebbles and one of them was worth $1 million, guaranteed $1 million, would you flip all of them over for the million? Yeah. Well, that's what you got to keep doing. You just got to keep going. Okay. Anyways, handling objections. Okay. So objections are hearing no, but it's not personal. It's a preference or a perspective. It's based on past experiences. So basically, they don't know enough. They haven't heard enough to feel enough value yet. But it's not personal. And so I just like to kind of reiterate that, because recruiting is 90% mindset. It's psychological. So I don't want you to get down on yourself if you hear no, because that is part of what we do. Okay. So one of the first objections that you might hear is, I have to try the product first. I'm pretty sure we've all heard this before. I have to try the product first. So here's just an example of what you can say when you hear this objection to the business. Okay, I definitely understand this concern, but most people actually start before trying the products because the business kit actually allows them to try more products for a deeper discount versus buying products individually. And there is no obligation to sell. Also, you can borrow my results and the results from our GC community until you establish your own. We have a page dedicated to testimonials. So you're telling them, you're validating their concern. You're telling them that most people feel this way. It's okay. You can borrow my results. We have other testimonials you can use until you establish your own. Super simple. One of my favorite excuses: I'm so busy, my plate is full. Right? We've all heard this one. So here's a way I would kind of handle this objection. I definitely understand this concern, but most people actually work this business in part-time hours alongside their full-time careers. Then you could say, my friend, my upline, my sideline partner, give their name, and then give a relatable story. or make a connection using a three-way chat. Facts tell, stories tell. You want to tell a story. So, my upline actually, found great success while working full time and raising her two kids. But this is the perfect time to make a connection with somebody that can relate to them, that's working full time or that is incredibly busy. I always use Jess Hidako. She's got 5 kids, like crazy busy, but super successful, right? Find somebody that you can relate to. Okay, the next, where am I at? It's too expensive. Okay, this is one I love. It's too expensive because you can use this for the products or the business. And I love the way that this business coach was training how to do this. You answer a question, or you answer it with a question. So all you have to say is compared to what? And just be like funny about it. Like send a funny emoji afterwards. Like compared to what? And let them reply. Like compared to the grocery store CBD, or compared to what? Starting what kind of business? Show the comparison. And then show them what they get besides the business. So, not only are you getting this business kit, but you're getting mentorship, you're getting community, you're getting a discount on the products, you're getting free access to trainings and seminars. You have to build the value.
Other one, the white one.
Yes, that's your chair.
So you're saying compared to what? It's expensive compared to what? Where can you start pretty much your own franchise for under $200? It costs like $500,000 to $1 million to start most franchise, like Starbucks, McDonald's. And then you're saying, the price is a really small sacrifice for the prize that you're going to get. If you were able to make $500 a month, would the initial cost be worth it? Create some value. I love when people say this. I need to think about it more. That's another objection that a lot of people hear. I need to think about it more. So this is what I would say to that person. The more you think about it, the more you doubt. The more you doubt, the less you do. And this is a repetitive cycle. I don't even know what I wrote here. So pretty much when people say that they need to think about it, the less likely they're going to do it. So pretty much they're telling you, I doubt I'm going to do this, because they're thinking about it. They're doubting themselves, and they're just going to get in this vicious mind game with themselves. So like, as a parent, have your kids ever asked to spend the night out and you're like, let me think about it? And you really have no intention of saying yes at all. Like, that's what they're telling you right there. So what you shouldn't do is say, okay, let me know, because you're really just kind of saying, okay, bye. If this is like what you're currently doing, here's some notes. You can say, totally fine, I respect that. Usually when I hear this, it's for one of two reasons. The first is the business is just not for you, and if you're trying to be nice without hurting my feelings, no worries. Or two, you're unsure about something and it's preventing you from moving forward. Which one are you? It's direct, but you're going to get an answer. So if they're just kind of saying, hey, I just need to think about it more, you're going to say, totally fine. I respect it. Usually when I hear that, it's for one of two reasons. The first is the business is probably just not for you, but you're trying to be nice and not hurt my feelings. No worries if it's not for you. Or two, you're just unsure about something and it's preventing you from moving forward. Which one are you? Or no worries, I can relate. Oh no, that's not it. And then if they were like, I just don't know, it is for me, but I just don't, you just need to create more value, or maybe they need a three-way chat, or maybe they need to hop on a Zoom with somebody. But at least I feel like knowing is so much better than sitting there in limbo and you're keeping this person on your list and you're spamming them with follow up, when really they have no intention of ever replying to you. Okay. And then lastly, this is not really a true objection, but we all experience it. It's ghosting, right? We all get ghosted. So nerve-wracking. So if someone doesn't respond to you for 24 to 48 hours, but they have like the read receipt on, here is kind of a keep it light, don't be a jerk, funny way of getting them to respond. So you could say, hey, Alex, I noticed you saw my last message, but didn't reply, ... And then send a funny, is it GIF? I don't know how you say that word. Where it's like, you've gone in the witness protection program. I don't know. Send something funny. And then right after that, so it's like 3 back-to-back messages. If you could let me know either way, I would really appreciate it. And no worries if it's not for you. Okay? Maybe they really got busy and just opened the message and forgot to respond. So that's a really good way to send somebody that's just kind of ghosting you. Okay, and then lastly, because I have been going through all of these trainings and, there's a lot of people on this call that have been in network marketing for a long time. I've been in network marketing 7 years. But there's been a significant, and I was talking to Emily Beal about this morning. There's been a significant shift in network marketing over the last 2 years. And I was watching all these trainings, some of them, 3 and 4 years old, some of them 2 months old. The biggest thing is you have to remember is you are the brand. You are the brand. You have to create value around yourself and not around the company. So being authentic to who you are, attracting your people, not everybody, because not everybody is your person. You got to find your people. Okay. And I really suggest if you're having a hard time kind of finding out who your people are, or who your clientele is, or who you should be talking to, because you don't really look up some trainings on attraction marketing, take a course, because it'll really change your business. And that's what we're trying to do, right? Grow professionally. That is what business coaches are teaching. Because I remember when I was with my previous company, I could put up a before and after and a Facebook post, and I would have 5 people messaging me to purchase product like that. That does not work anymore. The same things that were working a couple years ago, they don't work anymore. And if we don't evolve, like, you get lost in the shuffle. That kind of marketing, you can't post stock photos that corporate puts out and expect people to engage with you, because that is not the way social media and network marketing works anymore. The next takeaway I had was you have to have the 10 conversations every day, the 10 reach outs. No matter what it looks like for you, you have to have new conversations every day, some way, shape, or form. Connection is key. You have to be connecting with people. And then, like I said before, I'm just going to reiterate the 3-way calls, the 3-way text messages, hands down, this has not changed. This is how people are continuing to recruit. It is the validation, it is the sense of community that people want and crave. And I think it's really, really important. I know in the training I was listening to today that he was talking about during a recession is when a lot of network marketing companies kind of have like that and it's because people either feel inspired or they're desperate for something. And it's not that you want to capitalize on people that are desperate, but you want to inspire them, you know? So this is a really good time to be in this industry. You just have to use the right tools and, grow professionally and maybe do things a little differently and be willing to grow if you look inward and say, okay, this isn't working, I need to reevaluate. What would you say to the objection, my husband won't let me? I would say, tell me more. I would say, maybe can you explain why? And then I would probably maybe do a Zoom, like me and my husband and then them. That's probably what I would do. Yeah. Does anybody have any other questions? You can pop them in the chat. You can, unmute. We can go over them. Yeah, Tara, it's a hard one to touch. I would probably ask if there's if she could pinpoint anything specific from preventing her from moving forward. I'm going to stop the recording though, and then we can continue answering questions.